Welcome to Statistics, Math 120, here at Aiken Technical College for the fall of 2021. And in this session, we'll take a look at Blackboard and XYZ. So now that we're in Blackboard, we'll take a look at the tabs that are on the left-hand side of the course. The very first tab you'll arrive to is the announcements page, and I'll post announcements on this announcements page reminding you of tests, quizzes, and posting general information about the course. The very first announcement, however, is a welcome to the statistics course. It gives you the information on how to register in XYZ homework for the course. You're given the course ID. Next, we'll take a look at the instructor information. And in this tab, you can find my personal information. I am your professor, Diallo Cummings. You have my email, which is cummingd@atc.edu. You have my work phone, which is 803-508-7466. I'm located in office 752, and my office hours are Monday and Wednesday from 11 to 1, Tuesday and Thursday from 1 to 2, and Friday from 10 to 12. Next, we'll take a look at the Syllabus tab. And in the Syllabus tab, we're given the syllabus for the course. This is Math 120. This is a transfer credit math course, and the prerequisite is Math 102, which is intermediate algebra or an acceptable placement score. Here we have the course description. And I won't read through the course description or this content in its entirety. I'll simply guide you through the document and show you where certain things are. We have the course materials. Now, the course materials we're going to be using for this semester, we're going to use an XYZ access code. So the only materials you're going to need for the course are an XYZ access code. You're also going to need a TI-83, TI-84 graphing calculator. You can also find the course learning outcomes. You can find the critical thinking definition as well as the critical thinking learning outcomes. Now, the critical thinking learning outcomes, you won't have a test or a quiz on these things, but if you've taken classes here at Aiken Technical College, you'll realize that critical thinking is a part of the culture here at our institution. Here is the standard attendance policy. And the standard attendance policy states that you must maintain a minimum of 80% attendance. However, since this is an online course, there is no meeting time or day. I only ask that you log into the course at least once a week. We have a students with disabilities policy. We have an academic dishonesty policy. And lastly, there's an academic integrity pledge. There's a place for you to sign and date, but you don't actually have to sign and date and return this to me. By you registering for the course, you acknowledge all of the policies, procedures, and pledges contained within this document. So at your leisure, please take some time to read through the syllabus. Next, we have the addendum. And the addendum gives the expectations of you as a student in the course, and it also determines how your final grade will be calculated. So here's our syllabus addendum. Once again, here's my information. The required materials are an XYZ access code and a graphing calculator. And now we have the grading policy. And the grading policy consists of 4 categories: homework, quizzes, tests, and exams. Each are weighted at 25%. The homework is open all semester long. I encourage you to work ahead if possible. Whenever you start to have trouble, you should immediately get help from the Academic Success Center or myself as your instructor. Later in this session, we'll take a look at the operating hours and the contact information for our tutoring center. Next, we have the quizzes, and the quizzes are weighted at 25%. For every module, there's a quiz that acts as a guide for the module test. While taking the test and quizzes, you do not have to use Honor Lock, and I'll explain Honor Lock shortly. Next, we have the test, and notice that the tests are weighted at 25%. We have Module 1 through Module 4 tests, as well as the test dates. When taking a module test, you do not have to use Honor Lock. Next, we have the exams, which are weighted at 25%. There are 2 exams in the course. There's the midterm exam, which is October the 8th. There's also the final exam, which is Wednesday, December the 1st. When taking Honor Lock, you're required to have a webcam, as Honor Lock is an online test proctoring service. And lastly, we have the 10-point grading scale. So now I'm going to talk a little bit more about Honor Lock. So I'm going to go back to the Blackboard homepage. And notice we have the Honor Lock link. So I'm going to click on Honor Lock. And once I click on Honor Lock, I'm going to click on Test. And within Test, I can find the midterm and the final exam. So when I'm ready to take the midterm and or the final exam, I'll click the Honor Lock link, I'll click on the test link, and then I'll take the appropriate assessment. So if we go back to the Blackboard homepage, the very next link is the tutoring link. And if I click on the tutoring link, I can see the on-campus and online tutoring hours. I also have the email and the phone number for the testing center. So next we'll take a look at the XYZ homework link. And what you should do is you should register as a new student. So you're going to click on register as a new student. You're going to put in your personal information, and then you'll be asked for a course ID. That course ID can be found on this course's Blackboard homepage. So I'm going to find this course, Math 120, Section 167, and here is our course ID, 29784. So you're going to enter that course ID, and then you should enter XYZ. So now that I've entered XYZ, I'm going to locate our course, and this is the layout. So now I'm going to explain the layout for XYZ. So once again, I'm going to explain all of the tabs on the left-hand side, and then we're going to talk about the drop-down menu. Okay, all of the assignments, tests, and materials can be found in these drop-down menus. I'm actually going to switch to the student view because I'm in instructor view. So your setup looks something like this. So now we'll look at the tabs that are on the top as well as on the left. The first tab we see is messages, if you wanted to send an email to someone in the course. The next tab is forums. Now we don't deal with forums too much in this course. Next we have a calendar, but unlike my math lab, the only thing in the calendar are the module test, the midterm, and the final. Okay, and then it appears that everything is due on the very last day. Okay. But keep in mind that the homework is open all semester long. The tests are open all semester long. The homework is open all semester long. The quizzes are open all semester long. Any test taken after due date will incur a 15% penalty. Next, we have a course map, which basically gives us an outline view of the course. We have a grade book, and I would take the grade book with a grain of salt. Keep in mind that the grade book is not truly accurate until you've completed all of the assignments in the course. Next, we have a logout, and then there's a help with XYZ homework. So now if I scroll down to the drop downs, and this is where the assignments and the tests are located. The very first drop down is a class resource, and in this class resource you can find worksheets, you can find the textbook, you can also find some calculator videos and some supplemental information in this class resources section. Next, we'll take a look at Module 1. So notice that we have Module 1, which is descriptive statistics, and we have a test date of Wednesday, September the 8th. So I'm going to click on the drop down. Right, so here's the layout. So we have our homework assignments, which are located on these top links. So notice that in Module 1, we have a total of 8 homework assignments, or 8 sections. We have a Module 1 quiz, and then we have a Module 1 test. Right? So I'm going to click on a homework set. So let's look at 1.1. So we notice that in this section there are a total of 9 homework problems. Some homework problems may have a video. Some other homework problems may not have a video. So we notice at the very top we have our homework assignments. Notice that the homework assignment is open all semester long. We have a class lesson. Okay, so the class lesson is actually a lesson that was prepared by our department chair. So I'm going to click on this plus. So notice it's going to bring up the video embedded within XYZ homework. So this is a video that's related to populations and samples. We also have a textbook reading link for this module. And that's the setup for each module. We have the homework assignments, okay, then we have some objectives on what's contained in that module. We have a class lesson, and we also have the textbook reading. So we would simply watch the class lesson, we would answer the homework problems, we would proceed to the next homework section, then we would take the quiz, and then after the quiz we would take the test. Okay, we would do that for modules 1 through module 4. Now, as far as the midterm is concerned, notice that for our midterm exam, it's going to cover modules 1 and 2, and it's due October the 8th. Notice that when I click on the midterm drop down, I do see a midterm exam. So I'm going to click on that exam. But I am prompted for a password. Remember that the midterm exam and the final exam must be accessed through HonorLock. So if you wanted to take the midterm exam, you would not take the midterm exam that's located in the drop-down menu. You would take the exam that's located on your home page of Blackboard. You will click the HonorLock link. Then you click on the test link, and then you can click on your midterm exam link. So you do that for both the midterm and the final exam. So next we have a discussion board link. The discussion board is not an actual part of this course, but feel free to leave any comments, concerns in the discussion board area. We also have a student support link. There's an email link as well as a course tools link. And that concludes the video addendum. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me or contact me by phone. Thanks for watching.